Hey, hey, beautiful people. It is 3:13:13. That's pretty wild to see at 1:30 in the afternoon. Um, there's so much going on planet right now. It is just absolutely amazing. It's really interesting to see what's happened with the One People's Public Trust, or the OPPT, and uh, all the conversation that's going on about it since the other night's radio show when Caleb had took a stance for being on his own, and so many people were kind of upset with his statements and the stance that he felt right there at that time. I have to say about that there are so many of us. There's some real heroes being made on this planet right now as we're coming into New Earth, and people are taking their stance for what they do and for humanity. And it's my viewpoint that Caleb going out on the limb like he did to become one of the persons that hold the trust, one of the persons who originated it, that's an incredibly brave thing to do. For those of us old timers, I mean, you look at me, I don't feel like an old timer, but I've been doing this for a long time. I've known that I was here for a mission all this lifetime, and started getting my first messages since I was 4. Since the late 80s and the harmonic convergence, and then speaking about what's going on openly, I've had a lot of persons that have had some major reactions, and it became very threatening to my physical well-being and to my freedom over the years. Before uh, we opened the 1111 doorway in 1992, I had printed out several thousand flyers for the opening of the 1111 doorway gathering, and I was living in Mississippi at the time. I was going to churches as well as metaphysical bookstores and health food stores and other places, but churches and to persons who were supposed to be of faith, trying to get them to participate in the opening of the doorway. And there was so much anger and resentment and lack of understanding as to what was going on, and that we are the ones we've been waiting for, and we make this change, that I was threatened, and I was threatened to be locked up, and it caused a whole lot of conflict. And even when Archangel Michael had called me out in 2009, many of those persons who I grew up with in Mississippi were part of my Facebook page, and out of about 300 of those persons that were part of my Facebook page, there might be 25 of those 300 still left, and who even consider themselves an association of mine, much less lack a friend. Everybody else has shut the door. It's cost me relationships in my own family. My family cannot understand this change that I see, the dream that I hold, the vision that I hold, the increase of the frequency that I do, my mission for humanity. None of those persons who I love so dearly are around me anymore. And but they're going to come around, and that's the same thing with OPPT. And you see where my soft spot is. My soft spot is for humanity. My soft spot is for the collective. It's for my family. It's for those persons I love. It's for you who watch this. We've been through a lot over the years, and I've lost a lot of friends. I mean, physically removed from the game, killed. And a lot of those persons who I have thought of as heroes for doing the same things that I do now, they've been removed from the game. And there's no death. I know that. I'm a physical warrior. I trained to kill for a vast majority of my life. I watched a friend Dave's post today, a video that I'll put a link to under here. Fantastic um, representation of a new hero of this new age in the new world. And I also watched Ron Van Dyke's video this morning. And Ron is also another hero. These are persons who's standing up for humanity. They're standing up for what they believe in, and they're willing to give their life for it. These days, now, we have so many people on planet awake and aware that we are making the shift. And the shift is on multiple levels, and that's what people do not understand. The shift, like so many people see my art field that I've shown many times, that ki, that prana, that life force. It's just like Dave's video. He's a trained martial arts sensei instructor. He knows the ki and the power of breaking bones. That's just a physical way of using this light that I have within my field. And I began training with that same power when I was very, very young, when I was in my early teens. And it changed over the years as I hurt many people, even with my own control and very great pinpoint, hair point, knuckles on your hair control. The key that I had behind my physical being still broke bones and still really messed people up. And it got to the point where I was afraid to use that power in physical training, because one little mistake and I was hurting somebody, and it could be for life, and it could have taken lives. And it didn't matter the control, because my ki was this much farther out than my reach. It's just like that aura that goes around my head. And I'm many more thousands of times powerful with that ki and that prana now than I ever was then. What I wanted to say about Dave and Ron and so many of you guys out there, we've got a whole new wave of heroes, of my heroes out there. And I'm grateful for that. You might think I'm soft, having a tear come to my eye here. I'm one of the toughest MOs you'll ever meet. I've lived in the most extreme conditions of this planet and lived subsistence in the Arctic, hundreds of miles away from the next nearest village, snowed in by myself. I've done some things that are pretty, from an egoic point of view, pretty spectacular. But I don't come from an ego view. I come from a very humble view, because I know the sacredness of life, and also remember who I am. Remember my mission here. People who stand up for what they believe in, like what I'm saying here and now, many of us have lost those persons who we truly, dearly love. Not in our lives anymore. It's not that we don't want them to be, and it's not that they might not be in the future, but we're expanding our consciousness and we're taking our stand for humanity and those persons who we love so much. We're willing to give our lives for them. What you see me doing right now with the emotion, it only happens because of love. You put me in a physical battle. I take out one person coming at me, I'll take out the next person and the next person, and I'll go through them like a samurai, leaving nobody in front of me, nobody behind me except the people who are on the ground. I would have no emotion about that. This change that we're in is a change of peace, and that's what I hope it to be. I only have emotion because of love. I don't have emotion when it comes to the pain or the fight. I go in and I do what I have to do. This love emotion is coming to me so much today because there's so many people that are upset because of the OPPT not being their monetary solution. They're upset because the OPPT really has opened the doors and freed them. But these persons do not understand what freedom really is. True freedom is something that takes a brave soul to go out and to live it, to experience it, to declare it, to be sovereign. It's not something that you have a leader that's going to just do it for you. Now, something that's happened with OPPT, with Caleb's statements, and all of this change that's gone on here with so many people getting upset these past few days since that radio show with Lisa Harrison and what Caleb said. There are persons who really feel that the monetary value, the material nature is where their focus is and what they need help on. I wish that this would all come true overnight. We have to take a stand as people. We have to stand as one. We are going to be on different levels. Some of us, like me, are not in a materialistic lifestyle, and I don't work to earn money, and the Illuminati cannot control me like they have so many of my friends and other heroes that are out here who are telling the news and what's going on, and the Illuminati have taken out their bank accounts, their ability for their finances, and they're trying to bring them down in that way. And this has already happened to me, and this is part of what took me fully into 5D. When I finally packed up my stuff, put my things away, hit the road, and had the Illuminati take over my bank and change the rules of my banking, and taking $350 out of my account by penalties while I was gone, and then charged me another couple of $100 to even close that account, so that I wouldn't have a record or something against my credit, which I don't use credit. But this is what the Illuminati's doing, and this is what the Illuminati does to people like me, to people like so many of those of us who are out there on the front lines and who are risking it all. So I have to say, persons who are listening to the OPPT and who are upset with Caleb about the materialism and his monetary comments and his feelings about his sovereignty and his role in all this, look at it from a different view, please. We all have to look at everything from a different view. He's done a fantastic service to humanity by eliminating the UCC codes, by eliminating corporations like he and Heather and the other people who began this trust have done. That's the greatest gift they've given to all of us. Some people can't realize it because they're in the middle of the fourth dimensional system that's still being controlled by the same Illuminati dark side, the same guys that took over my bank account, the same guys that are taking over others and shutting them out. I am, for the most part, untouchable now, and I'd say I am untouchable now because there's nothing they can do to me. There is absolutely nothing except taking this body, and my light is so strong. I am so far past beyond when I volunteered for this mission, which is the game. That's what we all have come here to do, is to get back to where we were and go farther past it. And right now on Earth, right now until the spring equinox, is the time that we all have available to us to eliminate that negativity and to absorb these incoming energies, these magnetics from the galactic center that are here for here and now as we're coming up on this next shift. Holding that light within our field is the greatest strength that you can possibly have. That's the greatest thing that the Illuminati fears. And I challenge you all to focus in on that, to focus in on your chakras and your inner light, and to forget about the materialism for now. Just let it go until after the end of this month. Please fight for what we can, but let go of the rest. Be at peace. I love you all.